Load them up, babe.
Now you see why I cut one end a little smaller.
Yeah, you're always thinking ahead.
I do.
Whether you know it or not.
Hey, where are you going?
Where am I going?
Up here.
Oh, you can get more on there?
Yeah, that's a giant bucket.
I thought I had to go put these over. I didn't know we could fit more.
These things are heavy.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Oh, you jammed it in there. You're too aggressive on your driving. Just like in the car.
Never.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Hardworking Man. Today, we are splitting up all of the red oak that destroyed my prototype bucking table. How much wood do you think this is? It was just 3 logs that I bucked up, and they're all going in this bucket, and we're gonna take the bark and put that just into regular old home heating wood, but then the middle splits are all gonna be premium barkless red oak, pizza oven cooked smoker wood. Whew! Heavy breathing, these things ain't light. Man. Beautiful. There it is.
Now, can I go back to the Axis?
Now you can take it to the Axis. We've got 6 more rounds, but they are not in the way of the bucking table, which, even though I destroyed it, I think it's still gonna work for Rachel to buck up some locusts because she wants to run saw today.
That's one way to exit.
Well, that's one thing with a skid steer versus a tractor. When you leave something elevated, you have to climb out of it. But that's one of the benefits of an open station versus a closed station, because you can't get out of the closed stations with this up because you can't open your door. All right, let's get the Axis fired up and see what we can do.
I bet we can split wood.
One thing I absolutely love about this Eastonmade Axis and vertical splitters is how precise of splits you can make. So our goal is to take all of this, the premium wood with no bark, nice and clean, and make nice small size splits. Will get stacked into this tote, and because I cut these to just over 12 inches, we are going to be able to go 3 stacks deep for when it's in the kiln to get a more efficient kiln run. A little bit of variation in sizes there, but that's what I like to do with my cook wood or my smoker wood. I'm gonna grab a moisture meter and see what this stuff is at, because it's soaking wet. I can feel it. I bet probably close to 50%. And then we'll test it before we put it in the kiln, and we'll see how long it takes in that kiln to get this dry and ready to go. So this stuff with the mark on it is just going to go into a separate bin as just home heating / campfire wood, depending how it comes out. I mean, a lot of people will like this size for like their fireplaces. They still want oak, but they get nice, easy to handle, manageable pieces. Now here on this tote, this is my old style tote here, where I just cut out a big section of it, and I can't get 3 deep in this because the front's in the way. But eventually I'll modify this to be like my other totes, and I'll show you what I'm doing with those. What I've switched to for my stacking totes is the full open face, and then I take a piece of braided steel wire with crimpers and I put it across here to hold it in, and I put a piece of garden hose over it so you can see it. So if you hit it coming in, it's soft and it's not going to hurt you. This is one of the big benefits I talk about a lot with a vertical splitter. If you work by yourself and you stack into IBC totes, it doesn't get any easier than this. Split, turn, stack, you're done. These little ones?
Yeah.
Probably 50 pounds or so. The big ones?
The big guy.
More.
More? More. Now with some of these, I'm leaving a little bit of meat on them because they're going to go into that oak pit, and I don't want all just bark like you were buying sawmill slab cut-offs. And I'm just going to toss into that tote because I still have the sides, so that's a benefit of leaving a little bit on it. I'll get less wood in it, but for the current setup, it's just more efficient. once you get a nice base, it's a lot easier to just toss it and have it stick. Until you get that base, the bottom's a little springy, so as you can see, they bounce around a bit. Just dropped a couple and Rachel wasn't filming. I did a poor job stacking these in the bucket, if I gotta be honest. I was more concerned with getting them out of the way so Rachel could run chainsaw on the hard-working woman. And then my bucking table was too broken to even use. Well, that didn't stop her from running saw. We're gonna have to get lights in this thing sooner rather than later because the days are getting shorter.
That's right.
Summer is over. That's about as big a piece as you're going to get right there. In fact, this one's a touch too big. I'll tell you what, this is some beautiful splitting red oak.
It is beautiful.
Now this one is going to be heavier. Now if I didn't have all these ash logs in the way, I'd be using the lift. I'd have just pulled the bucket up low. I got ash in the way. This wasn't really how I intended to do this, but this is what I did. So these heavier ones here, it's still, I mean, I don't have to pick it up, I just have to move it. And once it's on the table, you just got to be able to slide it. Benefit for the cook wood, when these logs have a little dirt on them, none of that will be in there. Man, I'm sweating. Summer came back. This, where that was split, not the best, so that's going to go into the firewood bin, not the smoke or cookwood bin. Am I a little too fussy? Maybe, but I'd rather give people better than they expected than something they didn't expect.
Scare me, it's so fast.
I ain't scared. Hands on the side, not on the top. Now, one thing I should do, and I will do, and I've talked about it before, because this is shorter wood, there's a big gap here. That is where you're gonna get yourself in trouble, because you could accidentally get between and chop. The Axis has a piece you can change back here. So I can put this wood in here. And because my cuts are extremely precise, because I'm the hard-working man, all right, so I can't get quite down to where I'm at with this adjuster, but you can see there's a lot smaller gap there now, a lot harder to accidentally get in there. Now Ken from Ken's Cuts created a short stopper. Well, he came up with it and Andrew made it, that will allow you to keep this wedge lower for when you're making smoker wood. I just have the original. So now it'll actually make it a little bit quicker because it's less travel, but it'll also be safer.
Filling up fast.
What'd you say, girl?
Filling up fast.
It's filling up not as fast as it would because I got 3 stacks. So it's actually sort of like what would normally be a tote and a half. All right, so show them what we got left, Rach.
Alright.
2 rounds down there, 1 out there that I spilled, and then if you look out here, I got 3 rounds, and I've got 4 over there. I'm not gonna do the rest of this on camera, but I asked you guys, how much smoker wood are we getting out of those logs I bucked up destroying my table? That is gonna be your job. Put it in the comments down below. So you have to put in the comments down below, how many cubic feet of smoker wood did we get? Keep in mind, they're about 12 inches. So we're gonna say 12 inches. So I'll do 4 by, or not 4. So I'm gonna measure width times height of 3 stacks, or however many I end up with, times a foot. So cubic inches. So don't say a face cord or a 1 1/3 face cord or whatever. How many cubic inches of smoker wood am I gonna get? You saw how I'm doing it. This doesn't count the discarded wood, that's firewood, just the smoker wood. Put it in the comments down below. Make sure to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to Hardworking Man. Thanks for watching and have a great day.